Welcome to the video of Vort. When Hashem introduces Moshe to the end of his life, he prepares him by saying, Hein karvu yamecha, behold, the days of your life are coming to an end. The Medrash fills in here a little dialogue between Moshe and Hashem. Moshe complains to Hashem. He says, I don't understand, Hashem. How can you use this word against me? I used the word Hein in your praise, in your service. When I said to the Jewish people, Hein l'Hashem Elokecha hashamayim u'shmei hashamayim, God has dominion over the entire universe, over all of the heavens above. I used this word Hein to praise you. B'Hein kilasticha. And now you are using this word Hein to decree my death? It seems incongruous. The Medrash continues. Hashem responds to Moshe. And Hashem says, Moshe, you're forgetting another Hein. I used one Hein, you used a second, but there's a third that you're omitting, that you're forgetting. Do you remember, Moshe, when I tasked you with the mission of taking the Jewish people out of Egypt, of reintroducing me to them? And you said, Hein lo yaminu li. The Jewish people will be skeptical. The Jewish people will fail to rise to the occasion. The Jewish people will not believe, and they will not come along for the ride. You, Moshe Rabbeinu, assumed the worst of the Jewish people then. And so yes, Hein karvu yamecha lamus. With this word Hein, I am indeed decreeing your death, because you use this word Hein negatively about Klal Yisrael. What is the deeper meaning here? Hein for Hein, tit for tat. Rabbi Silverberg suggests that the word Hein doesn't simply mean behold, but it means a definitive statement. Moshe Rabbeinu said about Hashem, he has dominions over all of creation, and he said so definitively. Hashem decreed Moshe Rabbeinu's death, Hein karvu yamecha lamos, and he said so definitively, all well and good. But it is the third Hein that Moshe Rabbeinu said, which is where the problem began. Moshe Rabbeinu said, Hein lo yaminu li, the Jewish people will fail to rise to the occasion. Moshe Rabbeinu did not know that for a fact. He assumed the worst of the Jewish people. He said, Hein lo yaminu li, definitively so. And it is that act of assuming the worst, definitively so, of Klal Yisrael, for which Hashem is taking the Jewish Moshe Rabbeinu to task now at the end of his life. I think the message here is clear for each and every one of us. We know only so much about one another. We have a choice. We can assume the worst, or we can assume the best. We can assume definitively that our neighbor is capable of greatness, of kindness, of compassion, or we can assume definitively that our neighbor is capable of the worst. If we assume the best, if we make a Hein statement about our neighbor for the best, perhaps Hashem will look at us on this Yom Kippur and make a Hein statement for the best for us as well. To assume the best of us, just as we assume the best of our neighbor, and not as a potential statement, but as a definitive one. Let us look at the best of our neighbor, and let us Hashem judge us for the best as well. Good Shabbos.